Awooga. Hey, welcome back guys to another video. Today we are going to be working with ladyfingers. Yeah, they're not like actual ladyfingers as you can see here. They're just like cake, cookies, whatever you want to call them. I have 3 packages here. Well, like, okay, 2 3/4. Ignore that one. Just focus on the 2 that are full. Alright? Yeah. Anyways, you ready? Are you ready? Tiramisu time. Let's go. So into a glass bowl, I have a measuring cup because I didn't have glass bowls at the time. We will be adding some heavy whipping cream. You're probably asking, bro, how much heavy whipping cream? 1 cup and a half. Make sure to spill when you're pouring the half cup just a little bit because like that extra is really important. Then we are going to get an electronic whisk and mix that all up into stiff peaks, or whip that up until stiff peaks. So while we are whipping our heavy whipping cream into whipped cream, we are going to add some white granulated sugar slowly, a little bit at a time, as if you're making a meringue. If you've never made a meringue, just add it like a couple tablespoons at a time. In addition to the white sugar, we are going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you want to mix your whipping cream until it is stiff peaks. You have to be very careful with whipping cream because it can turn into butter. If you want to know how to make butter with your whipping cream, if you have any left over, I will leave a video that I made in the description. Mine finally got to stiff peaks. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to grab 1.5 cups of espresso. Cold espresso. I had it resting in some ice water and yeah, it's freezing cold. To that we are going to dunk some ladyfingers in, and I tried doing it with just dunking them, but I kind of lost them in the process. They became like really mushy and gross, so I adapted and I got a slotted spatula that's also bendy, so then I was able to dunk it in while also having it being stable and holding on to it for me, so I don't have to like reach into the espresso every single time. So I did that for my first layer in our beautiful tiramisu cake. Is it a cake? Or is it just, I'm just gonna call it a dessert, or a tiramisu dessert. And we are going to place all of our ladyfingers, or our first layer of ladyfingers, in an 8x8 pan. It does not need to be greased. We aren't cooking this, so it's okay. When we're all done with our first layer of ladyfingers, we are going to add some mascarpone cheese into our whipped cream. My first reaction to the mascarpone cheese was, okay, so I have to put this into the whipped cream, which is what the recipe said. But right as I plopped it in, as you can see here, it is a completely different texture to whipped cream. It's a bit thicker. It's almost like a tiny bit crumbly, like the littlest bit crumbly. So I saw that and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little difficult to kind of fold into whipped cream. I think my recipe said to fold it in, so I just went with my gut and I took it out and put it into a side bowl. Make sure to like drop half of your mixture onto your counter. It's very important, I swear. When you separate it, you just want to mix it up a little bit. This made it a ton, like 100% easier to mix into the whipped cream because it's softer and it's smoother. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. If not, just like mix it in with the whipped cream. Now, we are going to combine our mascarpone with the whipped cream. And I started off with a spatula because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fold this in. It'll take like 2 seconds. It didn't. So I folded. Haha. Not actually, but like I just said, okay, I'm just gonna use a whisk now. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to start layering. Now, I just grabbed a regular everyday ice cream scoop. I'm just going to scoop some mascarpone on top of our ladyfingers in our 8x8 pan. I'm going to continue saying that. I'm just going to say 8x8 pan. And we're just going to smooth it out over top. Make sure it's a nice even layer. Don't skimp on the mascarpone. This is going to make really nice defined layers. So this is what it should look like. Maybe even messier or prettier. It's fine. It's up to you. Then we're going to do the whole dipping ladyfinger thing again. I know, right? It's crazy. Who would have thought? 2 layers? Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This is the 3rd time I've had to record this voiceover because my computer decided to crash both times, and then the 2nd time I lost my taskbar. So, yeah. That's funny. I thought I would share my pain with you guys. Yeah. Now we are going to line our 8x8 pan with the ladyfingers, and this is what it looks like. This was my layer of ladyfingers. Then we are going to do the exact same thing with the ice cream scoop and the mascarpone. Make sure to use all of your mascarpone on top. This is the last bit. This is the last layer that you're going to be doing, so make sure to scrape that bowl clean. Then we're just going to smooth it over, make it look nice and pretty, just like this. Yours doesn't have to look like this. It could be a bit messier, it could be a bit neater. It's up to you. This is your creation. Then we are going to do the fun part, I guess. This is my favorite part. We are going to dust the top with cocoa powder until you can't see any of that white mascarpone underneath. And then when you're all done, just clean up the edges if you want. You don't have to. Again, it's your creation. It should look like this, somewhat like this. And then we are going to wrap it up with some plastic wrap and place it in the fridge for 6 hours. You can do longer, you can do a tiny bit shorter. I'm pretty sure like the shortest is like 4 hours maybe. So my first slice of tiramisu was not pretty at all, and I didn't get the chance to take another picture because when I remembered I needed another picture or another video of the tiramisu, we had finished it already. So that shows how great it was. So yours is probably going to look better than this because you'll probably make it look nice and pretty and take a great picture of it. But yeah, it looks a bit messy. It looks really messy actually, but that's okay. So make sure to stay safe, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!